Alright, this is going to be a quick video on how to add LEDs to your Xbox Series X. Alright, you're going to remove these two back screws on the back of the console. They are held down by just some small adhesive that you can just heat up with a heat gun over here. And then there's a small little black plastic piece that is made out of the same material as the console that's glued down. Both these you can easily get off if you just heat it up with a heat gun very lightly and then just peel it right off. And then the two back screws are going to be Torx 8. You just take your plastic pry tool, pry along this edge. There's going to be two tabs, one here, and some tabs along both sides. Yeah, set that aside. The two side screws are Torx 8, and then I think this is going to be a T6, it looks like. Also be careful not to drop any screws down in your console, because that would not be good. Maybe it's not a T6, maybe a T7. Let's see. Or is it a T8? Okay, never mind. Looks like these three screws were all Torx 8. Alright, and just like that, fan assembly comes right out. As you can see, they really put a lot of detail into this limited edition Halo Xbox. Pretty cool to look at all the internals and how compact everything is. We've got the blue effect that then shows up when you're looking at the console from different angles. And then I've also got my little helper over here who really wants me to throw her headless alligator. But give me a couple minutes. Now that I've got everything apart, I'm going to try a little bit different of an install. Now, the manufacturer of these lights recommends to install them in here. Now, because of the way my console sits, I'm actually going to try installing them underneath here, underneath the fan blades. And we're going to see how it works out. If it doesn't work, then I'll end up going up top.
Yeah. Everybody knows that I'm breaking down. Everybody knows I ain't faking now. Everybody knows my heart's vacant now. Yeah, she hates me now, I made mistakes, but now I don't ever wanna be alone. I don't really ever feel at home. On my own, in the zone, that's the only way I know. Feeling low, about to blow back up. Here I won't ever let the doubt creep in. Gotta pop a couple more aspirin. I don't think I'll ever let you in. Easier to break it off best friends.
Alright, well, with me being a good planner, still have some of my tablet adhesive, so I'm going to end up reapplying that adhesive to here, and then routing the lights into this vent around, and then we'll go from there.
I don't really understand myself, I don't really understand, need help. I don't wanna be left on the shelf, couldn't even hear me if I yelled. It's so cold outside, I'm alone, I'm alright. It's so cold outside, I'm alone, I'm alright. It's so cold.
I know this looked like a very tedious process, but what I wanted to do was make sure that everything was perfectly aligned, so I only have to take this in and out of the Xbox once, and I can just leave it in there. I also highly recommend that you use the adhesive that I have in the description, because the adhesive that comes with the lights doesn't seem as sticky as it could be, and that tablet adhesive is very resistant to heat, moisture, so basically it's not going to break down and these lights aren't going to fall off and you have to open up your Xbox again and, you know, get the lights out of the fan. I also definitely recommend, before you put everything back together and say, hey, it's good to go, you plug in the microcontroller and you turn on Xbox and give it a test just to make sure everything works. So I'm going to do that now.
Break down.
All right, and this is just gonna be a quick test. Make sure everything works. It's got the microcontroller sent out like this before I put anything in and say, hey, you know, it doesn't work. Nobody wants that. Well, looks like everything works. That's actually kind of cool. They have I must have it in demo mode when you first plug it in, and then you can cycle through different modes, turn on and off. All right, so this is what it looks like. It's gonna go very quickly through what the modes are. I'll most likely end up leaving it on the pulsating blue one or red, one of the two. Do quite like the red one. But only downside is you're forced to basically turn this on and off with the remote versus it using the PWM signal that's for the fan controller to basically turn itself on and off. So you're kind of forced to use the remote or just leave it on all the time. I think it would probably have been nice to build in some integration where it actually looks at the PWM signal, because it's already got the 4 wires going through the microcontroller. So you could have just used the PWM signal to say, hey, the fan's on, I'm going to turn on, and then when the fan's off, I'm just going to turn off. And then instead of having a remote, you could have just had something go through this vent in the back and just had a small switch back there that, you know, changes the different modes and goes up and down and changes the brightness. Kind of stuck with this unless I make an Arduino in the future that actually can read the PWM signal, and then it'll automatically turn on and off based on what the fan's doing. Alright, and now once you install it back in, one thing I took a look at that you're going to want to do is, so you're going to want to slide back in the fan assembly, make sure you get everything out of the way. You're going to want to look to see kind of where that sits. You're going to see that there's a very small little space right. There's going to be a black piece of plastic in here. I'll give you a closer look. You're going to want to put it basically as far forward as you can so that you put this fan assembly in, you have enough room to where, you know, you can take this in and out. Because if I were to flip this around, mount it in there, there's no way I could get the fan actually in the system. Alright, so here's a very close look inside. And you pretty much want to mount it right along here. You want to have pretty much that black wire sitting right here, as far forward as you can.
Always feel like I could break now, but I never let it take me to that place now. I won't ever let my thoughts get away now.
Okay, you can take the black wire, run it through the same exact cable management, fan wires in, and then all you're going to do is just take this excess Okay, time to put the top case on. Slide in right up top, and then there'll just be these two tabs out the bottom that you want to make sure lock in. Make sure everything in here is going to be alright. Boom. Back together. Now I just have to replace the two green screws. Yeah, keep a piece of dog hair out of there. Okay. Make sure they're tight, not too tight. Now we can just reapply Xbox sticker and back. And then you just take that little piece of plastic and put it back like that. Make sure it all stays. And boom. Looks like nothing happened. And unless you know that there's LEDs in there, you'd never know. Alright, so let's just plug it in, make sure everything works. Alright. Looks like we've got power. Alright, so this is a 2-week update on my Xbox Series X LEDs. I've had them in there for about 2 weeks now, and I can't say I've been happier. I typically just leave it either on this mode or on this rainbow effect. Now the camera really doesn't do it much justice. However, it looks really nice. And I've also got my Series X mounted a little bit differently than everybody else, just to save some space.
Growing up, parents got me a guitar. Said you could do anything, kid, you could go far. You could be the president, fireman, race cars. The sky's the limit, kid, so shoot for the stars. So I strummed that guitar every day. Found the passion for music never went away. I joined a couple bands and played a few shows. Tried to impress the girl in the front row. But soon enough, everything starts to change. As you grow up, nobody treats you the same. They try to take your future and make it real safe. You could be a doctor, accountant, or something sane. But yo, whatever happened to the sky was the limit. I fell in love with music, never thought it was a gimmick. I worked so hard on every tune and every single lyric. My whole identity depended on being artistic. Now you wanna strip that away, so you feel okay? Cause if I make it to the top, what does that really say? That you shouldn't have given up, that you made the mistake? But if I fail, you feel much better about picking your lane, right? Yeah, things are gonna get better real soon. Yeah, I'ma just do me, you just do you. I swear it's gonna get better real soon. Don't let anyone tell you what you should do. I got a clear view, we're gonna make it soon. Just keep pushing through. You're what you got to lose. You're what you got to lose. You're what you got to lose. Just keep pushing through. Cause what you got to lose, 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 got to lose. I won't give up, I won't back down till the line 6 feet underneath the deep ground. I won't give up, I won't back down. There's nobody stopping me except for me now. I won't give up, I won't back down till the line 6 feet underneath the deep ground. I won't give up, I won't back down. There's nobody stopping me except for me now. Be honest, life's a competition. So if I'm going to play, then I'm gonna play to win it. I refuse to sit and rot at a desk all day unless I have a passion I'm working towards, okay? I'd rather be dead on the outside than inside. A bullet to the head than 25 to life in a cubicle alone, just trying to get by, building someone else's dream instead of building mine. If you're hearing me, this is meant to inspire. If you have a dream or if you have desires, a girl in your life that's making you feel that fire, go fight for her man, go die for her man. Cause you only have one life, one chance to do it, one chance to prove it to yourself, so don't lose it. You got this, fam, just keep pushing on through it. One day you'll look back so glad you pursued it. Yeah, things are gonna get better real soon. Yeah, I'ma just do me, you just do you. I swear it's gonna get better real soon. Don't let anyone tell you what you should do. I got a clear view, we're gonna make it soon. Just keep pushing through. You're what you got to lose. You're what you got to lose. You're what you got to lose. Just keep pushing through. Cause what you got to lose, got to lose, got to lose, got to lose, got to lose.